All right, I'm gonna be honest. I had really, really high hopes that I was going to be able to film and get together not only one, but two really awesome videos this week. And as you can probably tell by my tone at the start of this video, that just did not happen. It just didn't happen. It's tough right now. I'm going to be as blunt as I can be without being overly dramatic, but it's horrible. It's horrible right now. It's hard to focus. It's hard to do normal things. It's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to function on any kind of level other than base. It's been especially hard to rally, have motivation to do anything extra. And that does mean YouTube. It's just heavy right now. It's also been busy, admittedly for me. It has been very busy the last couple weeks, and it's been busy for our whole family. Yeah, I have not had a chance to really wrap my head around what I wanted to film, how I wanted to premiere my new fancy bookshelf behind me. This was not how I wanted to do it. I did feel like it was important to at least come on and say hello, remind you that I have not forgotten about YouTube, that I love YouTube, that I plan on being here as often as I can be, but as I've stated many times, I'm here when I can be and I'm not when I'm not, and I hope that's okay. But I didn't want to disappear. I just wanted to acknowledge that, yeah, it's been a little minute since I've had a chance to film, and that sucks. So you might be like, well, okay, you're sitting down and filming right now. Like, yeah, I only have about 10 minutes. Normally when I set up to film, I try to give myself at least an hour just to film and then cut back. And I have not had an hour. I haven't had it. But I do have 10 minutes. So what can I tell you in 10 minutes? Number one, I'm on the struggle bus. I'm pretty sure you probably are too. There is so much going on right now. I can't even speak to all of it. That's just putting me on that bus. And I'm doing my best to stay focused on the things that I can control, the things that I can do. I'm staying really tight in on my family as much as I can, but it's hard. I am daily having these like micro meltdowns about what the world is right now. It's really been quite traumatic, but I am still here. I'm relatively okay, but you know, I mean, that's a part of being in a place of privilege where I know that I am. Not everybody has that. In fact, many of the people that I love don't. So I am struggling for that reason. I also can't find eggs anywhere. I don't know how much of the country is experiencing the egg shortage, not just the egg price increase, but the literal egg shortage. I can't find eggs at any grocery store near me. So there's that. There's no eggs. There's not a lot of things. But I am still finding ways to listen to prior Ivy's best advice, because this is the perfect storm of stuff that makes me want to shop, which is a horrible reflex. I know it, but I'm trying so hard to fight that urge. So I do find myself these days making lots and lots of carts and then abandoning them. Thankfully, I haven't checked out like I'd say 99% of the carts that I've made, but you know, my fantasy self is out there like, you know, adding tons and tons of stuff to carts, and then just, you know, my reality self checks it and is like, girl, you are already overwhelmed by the amount of makeup you have. You do not need more makeup. You do not even want more makeup. You just want to feel good about something. You want to feel anything. So I do have a lot of abandoned carts out there that are ghosting the internet. But I've managed to reel it in. I think that the best thing that I can do for myself is to limit how much of that I'm doing, because I know that the more and more I do it, the more likely it is one of those times I'll just hit checkout. And not that there's anything wrong with that. If that was really what I needed in that moment, if that really felt like it was going to make a huge difference, I would not hate myself for that. But I know at the end of the day, it's really not going to give me what I need. If anything, I've been focusing more on like food sort of treats. You know, like the other day I made myself a really banging avocado toast, and the most millennial thing I've ever said in my life. But yeah, it was really good and it was worth it, and it was homemade, and I put in the effort and the time to make it, even though I barely had time, and I did it, and it was delicious, and I have no regrets. So kind of things like that. And then, you know, we've been definitely back on yoga, but unfortunately our yoga teacher's been on vacation for a couple of weeks. So I've been trying to find ways to do it at home and with our kid, which was actually really cool. It was so exciting to see him want to do a yoga class. That was like the highlight of my week, was doing a yoga class with him for 15 minutes. It was great. Stuff like that has been getting me through. Chatting with you online has also been helping me, seeing what everybody else is doing, how everyone's coping, just seeing everyone's faces, checking in on people, and has really been helping. And, you know, I have a brand new job and I'm really trying to stay honed in and focused there. I really want to kick ass and just show up every day, be there and be present. So that has been major focus for me. And I feel good about how I've been doing that so far and staying in the zone, so to speak. So that's kind of where I'm at. Thankfully, I am surrounded by people that I love and who I know love me, and I feel like I'm in a pretty supported environment generally, and we're all in it together. But yeah, it's been pretty rough. I do have plans for actual, real, true life videos that are coming. I just have to get back into a place where I can figure out a decent filming schedule, and that's been it hasn't existed. It literally hasn't existed. But I'm determined to make one this year. I'm really determined to make this a thing, and a thing that's a little bit more consistent, at least, than it's been in the past. I know every time I say that, I feel like I jinx myself, but I'm so keyed in on that and really want to do that. I will have a video coming more specifically and in-depth about Mocha Mousse, the Pantone color of the year. I really, truly want to talk about it. I have like half a script written for it that I want to go through. But in the meantime, I'll give you 3 little micro teasers of things that are kind of in that category makeup wise, just as a little thank you for sticking around and listening to the rest of my ramble. So the first one I actually talked a little bit about on Instagram, but this is the NYX, NYX Lip IV. This is like they call it a hydrating gloss serum. It's basically like a pillowy, gel-y kind of lip product. And this is in the shade Espresso Soak. It is so lovely. If you love a brown lip, let me tell you, oh my gosh, you are going to absolutely die over this. Look at that color and look at that shine. It's beautiful. It's extremely comfortable. You can layer it and really get a nice thick jelly layer on your lips that feels great, or you can sheer it out and make it a lot more wearable for every day, which is kind of the way I've been wearing it. This is so lovely and unexpected, and the only reason that I know about it is because my friend Catherine of Catherine B Beauty, she talked about it on her Instagram at some point. Otherwise, I literally would have never known about this because I don't keep eyes on NYX all that much, so this was a total surprise to me that this even existed. I have to say, it's very good. And the next thing is not new. It's actually pretty old, and mine literally looks like chocolate pudding inside the container. But this is the blush shade by Phytosurgence Exothermic. Exothermic, they have a bunch of blushes that are really great and totally fall well into what I would call Mocha Mousse territory, but Exothermic is like one of the top contenders. And you'll see it next to the shade that I just showed you. I mean, it fits so perfectly. I don't know if there's ever been, it's this guy right here. I don't know if there's ever been, quite honestly, a more perfect Mocha Mousse shade or texture to exist. Like if you're gonna put Mocha Mousse on your face in any capacity, I don't think you can do any better than Exothermic by Phytosurgence. And there's no better brand to support. What a wonderful brand to buy from and support. It's a small queer-owned Canadian brand. It's a beautiful range. I use their skincare. I use their makeup. I love everything that I've tried from them. I think that they are putting out fantastic formulations and doing it with a lot of class and elegance, and I really love them. So anyway, Exothermic is a great Mocha Mousse shade if you haven't already added that to your collection. And the last thing that I'm going to mention, just as a little teaser, you've heard me talk about the Mob Cream Clay shadows like so many times at this point. I feel like I'm a broken record with how much I personally love and adore them. But I had never tried any of their powder shades until Courtney Quarantine came out with this Grunge Core collection. And it does include one cream shadow, which is this red cranberry shade here. But the other 3 shadows in this palette are powder, and I love them. I really, really, really love them. And now I'm way more interested in trying other powder shadows from the brand. But these two shades, you could not get more mocha moussey than these guys. This is M168 and this is M170, and 68 is like a sheeny, satiny shadow that is absolutely beautiful. And then this like matte caramelly mocha shade, M170. I mean, both of them are glorious, and I honestly was just surprised because I don't know, I guess I'd been sleeping on their powder shadows. I mean, stupid me for thinking that like Mob wasn't coming to the table correct on these things, but I hadn't heard anybody talk about them, so I kind of thought, okay, maybe there's not much to see there. Turns out I was wrong. There's a lot to see there. They're fantastic. So up here I have that matte caramelly shade. I think it was like 170, and then 168 is this very pretty kind of coppery sheeny shade right next to my wrist. It's stunning. I've been wearing that just on its own with a little mascara and felt extremely put together. Very mocha moussey, very beautiful, very demure. That's just my little sneak peek. I don't think I have it in me to talk more about makeup right now. That's the most that I can muster, but I do promise more full-lengthy talky videos coming soon. I really appreciate everyone's patience. I want to say thank you, and just know that you are loved. I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you, and I'm sorry that it is so awful right now for so many people, and you're not alone, and you have a safe space here. I promise you that. So I cannot wait to see you in the next one. I do hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you are doing, and I will talk to you soon.